I'm James Heaney, and this is Brief News Brief. You've probably heard about some recent firings in the Trump administration, but there have been some hirings too. Congratulations, America, you have a new Secretary of Treasury, Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin. Either way, congrats on the new chin, America. I'll be honest, I didn't know much about Steve Mnuchin before, so I did a little research. The first job Steve What's-His-Name got after graduating from Yale was for Goldman Sachs. Sorry, he didn't actually get the job so much as his dad, who worked there, gave him the job. I get it. It's a lot like when my cousin Dale put in a good word for me at Wendy's. Great job, free fries. Then Steve got a job at a hedge fund called ESL Investments. Well, actually, he got the job more so from his old roommate at Yale who owned the company and gave him the job. Like when my cousin Dale got me a job at Burger King when they turned the old Wendy's into a Kmart parking lot. So far, this guy and I are a lot alike. Next, Steve M. ran a failed subprime lender, or a foreclosure machine, that helped create the housing crisis. Okay, well, that's nothing like working at Burger King or Wendy's. And we did a lot of nasty shit there, okay? I mean, gross stuff. But it was never so bad that somebody lost their home. At most, somebody lost a finger and it got eaten, so nothing was wasted anyhow. But wait! Then Steve's life takes a major turn. A real turn, and he starts making movies. Funded by billionaire George Soros, he founded Rat Pack Dune Entertainment and executive produced the Lego movie. Cool, right? And Entourage. Okay, not so cool, but he also made Mad Max Fury Road, and also Jupiter Ascending, Pan, The Vacation Remake, Magic Mike XXL, Batman vs. Superman, The Intern, The Legend of Tarzan, and Suicide Squad. But wait for it, and Lego Batman. Yeah! So how will our new chin do as the Treasury Secretary? Will it be 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, Mad Max great? Or is it going to be 27% Batman vs. Superman bad? Well, here's a hint. During his Senate nomination, he forgot to declare $95 million worth of property. And he forgot to mention he was the director of an investment fund and this company's worth, according to one employee, about $2 billion. You don't forget $95 million worth of property. One time, I lent a friend $13 for an Ashanti CD, and I will never forget it, Byron. And you don't forget to mention that you ran a $2 billion company. You don't say it because they were probably doing some shady-ass shit there. Like when my cousin Dale sold burgers in the Kmart parking lot on a grill that he stole from Kmart, and all the Kmart employees got food poisoning. And Dale got food poisoning too, so karma's a bitch, right? And he didn't make it anywhere near $2 billion, but he'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And I'm a little worried that us working stiffs are going to be stuck with a Mnuchin produced, 14% blended with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler. And the banks and corporations are going to be getting a Mnuchin produced, live, die, repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Not fair! When there's as much news pouring out as there is water coming from the Oroville Dam in California, we need to turn to brief news briefings. These are going to be some quick hotlines. Quick hot headlines coming your way. New York Times is reporting the Trump campaign aides had repeated contact with Russian intelligence over the year before the election. Meanwhile, Democrats are pushing for an investigation up on the Hill. But Republicans are like, it's not a big deal. This was just casual contact. They might have come across each other on Tinder, but it was just briefly, and when they found out, then they got rid of it. Rumor has it, a German Shepherd won the Best in Show at the Westminster Dog Show. Rumor has it. That was the name of the German Shepherd. He has the Best in Show. Kim Jong-un's half-brother was murdered with poison. Now, a lot of people say murdered, but if I know one thing about the Jong-un family, is that they're not going to murder people. This is more likely a double lover suicide with poison. They had rival families, and their love they could not lose, so they decided to kill themselves so they could be together in the afterlife. We just got to figure out who his half-brother's lover was. Doubts are growing that the GOP can repeal Obamacare. And it's clear the White House doesn't have most of the specifics figured out. But who can blame them? They didn't know that they were going to try to repeal Obamacare until just a few days ago, so they hadn't been working on a plan. Warren Buffett sold all his Walmart stocks. Buffett acknowledges that the traditional brick-and-mortar retailers were struggling in the face of competition from the e-commerce giant, like Amazon. Harrison Ford flew a private plane over a commercial airline carrying more than 100 people at a California airport on Monday. Now, this is a FAA violation, and he could lose his license. It's not the first time that Harrison Ford has gotten into an aviation accident, but this last one's really big because he literally went right over the top of a commercial airline, and he called in and he's like, was I supposed to be flying over that? And they're like, no, we gave you the instructions. And his claim allegedly is that he had rolled his plane window down and he was only doing it to try to high-five the people in the plane below him because he's just a real good person to his fans. And the next one up, PewDiePie loses his YouTube Red show. The second season canceled, apparently for racist remarks. He claims that he was just doing it ironically to show how crazy racism was. And I'm thinking to myself, I just can't stand watching his face, hearing his voice. Am I jealous? Maybe. But I think more so, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. But the cool thing is, he's going to take a real hit to his money for multiple reasons. He's losing his second season. I'm sure he's going to get paid for that. But secondly, Google is changing the search results so that he's no longer considered a preferential search result, which is a no-brainer. Google searches are supposed to be workplace safe, and that is the furthest. This is not just one time that he did racist stuff. He has habitually been doing racist, Nazi-orientated material. Dog might be man's best friend, but he'll also call you out when you're acting like a fool. A clinical study out of Kyoto University shows that dogs and monkeys align with helpful people more than those who are self-centered, confirming for researchers what they believe to be a key component to the human sense of morality. The study found that morality, or the inclination to do well, is explicitly tied to reputation amongst people and other animals. So if your dog has ever given you the cold shoulder, it probably means you need to check yourself, check your privilege at the door, son. Dogs, like people, are super sensitive to actions and emotions, and it's our job as responsible pet owners to make sure that we set a good example by putting our best paw forward. It might require you to go out of your way to do the right thing, like taking out the trash every once in a while, or giving your neighbor back his power sander you've been holding on to for months. But isn't the slobbery smile and that furry chowder head what it's all about? If nothing else, do it so we don't have to see another Sarah McLachlan commercial shaming me that my dog is unhappy because I don't help my wife with the dishes. It's pool tally time. You don't have to fear all the refugees. You don't have to fear all the refugees. That's right. Are you afraid of refugees? Well, nearly half of you have no fear at all, which is good news. That means you don't fear refugees, you don't fear snakes or spiders, just like me. The other nearly half of you are just simply, no, not afraid of refugees. But there is a small portion of you that are scared. Don't worry, get behind us. We'll protect you. Now, do politics change your buying habits? The truth is, it's pretty split here. It's nearly half saying, no, politics don't change your buying habits. But 43% of you say economically, sure. It was kind of a joke when I put this in there, but this is what I think the breakdown means. It's like, if the economy is bad, then you're not spending much money at all. So technically, yeah, economically, politics do change your buying habits. But I'm just going to go with interpreting that as no, you don't have your buying habits changed by politics. And most importantly, we're all on the edge of the seat for it. Have you ever tried quinoa or quinoa? Yes, a lot of you have. I was surprised. I thought I was the only sophisticated guy in the room, but it turns out a lot of you have tried it. Do you like it though? I mean, that's not. Don't vote on it because it's not the poll. Okay, just wondered. Do you like it? Go ahead and just put it in the comments. New polls to flex your democracy. How do you like my Mnuchin? How do you like my new chin? Does it look good at me? Are you a PewDiePie subscriber? And are you a dog lover? We're on the edge of our seat.